Hi everyone, welcome to the BingX Academy series. It's Aziz, Business Director at BingX, and today we will talk about NFTs and metaverses together with Madhav Khadewal. Just to give a recap, for those of you who have missed, BingX launched the feed feature on the platform, where you can exchange your thoughts, ideas, share charts, and other updates in the crypto space. So definitely go check it out. And for those who do chart analysis and those who would like to share their thoughts and their ideas, and for those who really keep track of the cryptosphere, you can use it definitely. It's sort of like a in-platform Twitter. So we are really building a social trading platform. We want to make it social as much as possible. And going forward with the metaverse. So metaverse enters into our vision when Roblox became the first listed metaverse stock on March 10th last year, and Epic Games sets aside $1 billion to invest in the metaverse. And when Mark Zuckerberg announced his plan on August 14th to make Facebook a metaverse company within 5 years. The edge of metaverse is here, and we can explore and experience while continuously integrating blockchain into our daily lives. Take this opportunity to explore metaverse's different scenarios and values with BingX. So participate in Spot from January 19, 2022, from today, to 11:59 p.m. January 23, 2022. All time zones are UTC plus 8, and exceed a trading volume of 500 USDT to get a 50 USDT rebate voucher. The rewards are limited, so limited to first 600 users. So grab yours right now. Don't miss your chance. And for details, please go to bingx.com, and the link will be shown under this under my image right now. Yeah. Okay. And Matav, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on board as this.
It's a great pleasure to have you. So, tell us about yourself, your background, and your past experience.
Oh, so I started basically my career as a designer. So my first job was in Zilliqa itself. Zilliqa is a blockchain layer one solution, and it's based in Singapore. And that was basically first introduction to blockchain itself. So I started with Zilliqa, and while working in Zilliqa, I heard like a lot of things going in the NFT and metaverse space.
Mhm.
So I got like that really got my interest since I'm like from creative background. So I wanted to explore that space. So while exploring that space, I thought, okay, why not we do something which don't exist in the space at the moment?
Right.
So we tried a few things up and came up with a solution which we call as demons. And
Hmm.
here we are.
But how did you get into blockchain and specifically into Zilliqa? What made you to dive into it?
Yeah, when I was a designer, I used to do a couple of freelance thing, and
Hmm.
one day I got a freelance from my exchange. So I created their basically front end and UI design, and then how basically someone from Zilliqa, like Zilliqa was formed, I think, 6 months before that, and someone from Zilliqa was looking for a designer, and they saw my profile and they reached out to you like, do you want to do something, some task for us? So that was my first, basically, first kind of work in the blockchain space, I suppose. So like, why building the Zilliqa's website? So I built the Zilliqa's first website. So while building the Zilliqa website, I read a lot about Zilliqa and what blockchain is really all about,
Hmm.
and somehow they liked my work and they offered me a job. So that's how I basically entered in the blockchain space itself. And while working in Zilliqa, I worked with various companies and various projects. And while working on those projects, I like gathered a lot of knowledge and things which helped me, create my own startup.
Great, that's a great adventure. But before jumping into Zilliqa, you had jobs from blockchain companies. But did you,
No,
for
no.
yourself, you didn't have, and for
No, I didn't.
yourself, before Zilliqa, were you interested or somehow involved in blockchain and cryptocurrencies?
Not at all. Basically I was a college student, and I
Uh-huh.
was in my second year, and I did my engineering in mechanical engineering, and it's so different from blockchain space. So I
Right.
had zero connection, like literally no connection in this space. But I somehow entered here, and now we are here.
And from a student, from a college student to designer, and now
Yeah.
you have your own project, right?
Yes.
Yeah, terrific. Well done. And what was the initial idea of starting your own project? And two questions. And why did you choose monsters and not, let's say, plants or bugs or zombies, whatever?
So with a designer, I'm also a gamer actually, and I like a lot of games like Witcher 3 and various RPG games. So it all started while playing that game. I thought, okay, why don't we build something like this, kind of a gaming world? So
Hmm.
for that, we have to lay foundation for that. So we started with okay, I was quite inclined towards Godzilla's and the movies like Planet of Apes. So I wanted that kind of visual direction. So I started with that. Okay, let's do with something that, and I want a joint name for that, which we call to Godzilla's and Apes.
Uh-huh.
So we initially we thought, okay, we will just have two species and see how it works out. So then we have to name them something, and so we started with monsters actually, and since it's built on blockchain, we
Yeah.
started them calling decentralized monsters, and
Right.
the short form became demons.
Okay. So, in decentralized monsters became demons, by themselves.
Yes, yes.
It was not initially,
Yeah,
planned,
it was
right?
not initial, yeah.
Wow, sounds fantastic. And so let's dig us into decentralized monsters. Is it an NFT or a metaverse?
So it was more inclined towards the NFT space. We want to build something that doesn't exist in the NFT space at that moment. Like we wanted to add a layer of utilities with NFTs, so that when people hold an NFT, they don't lose its value. Like our NFT, basically when you hold our NFT, it actually earns for you. You can unlock various blockchain features. It like at particular level you can unlock governance right, at particular level you can unlock renaming, merge store rights, and everything. So
Right.
it started as an NFT project. Now we are exploring the metaverse options for that, since
Okay.
we have already launched our three species. So we want to create a whole engagement model around that. So either we are exploring a play to earn game or a metaverse, or basically
Ah,
a play
okay.
to earn game in the metaverse itself.
Right. So okay. So it started with NFT, and right now you want to develop it further and make it either a metaverse or
Yeah,
a play to earn project. All
yeah.
right. And you already have three species. How many more species are coming?
Two
Three.
two more are we have limited our NFT count to 666 to symbolize the
Uh,
number of demon actually.
okay. Don't you afraid?
uh like um um in India, I think we don't have this kind of
Uh,
this number. So
Superstitions about it.
yeah,
Okay. All right. So and everything is built on Zilliqa. So why did you decide to deploy it on Zilliqa when most of the projects are on Ethereum?
uh, there are few reasons for that. One, the team at Zilliqa was really helpful and really friendly, and the community of Zilliqa was really looking forward to that. We didn't had to push ourselves in the space. When we if we go to other chains, that
Hmm.
space is already so saturated.
Hmm.
Even if you are building something meaningful, you don't get a proper visibility because other projects are spending too much money on marketing and everything,
Right.
and they are just building on hype.
Hmm.
And we wanted to build something basically for the community itself, which community enjoys holding or enjoys playing. So that
Mhm.
was the one of the reason, and one of the reason was the technological benefit itself. So at the time, Zilliqa is much superior than Ethereum itself, and like even the environmental factors, like the carbon footprint on Zilliqa is relatively very less. Like I think nearly 30, it was like nearly 30,000 carbon footprint difference between Zilliqa and
Wow.
Ethereum, and that's huge. Like the project we built on Zilliqa, it will be carbon neutral by this year,
Right.
and
So
if
it's
we
more like
had built it
eco-friendly.
on Ethereum, it would have been in carbon neutral in 75 years. So
Oh,
that's a huge difference. Also, the minting and the transaction cost. The transaction cost on Zilliqa are much lower than in that of Ethereum, obviously.
okay.
Like there are
So
0.01 dollar, and at Ethereum obviously it's
so the project which is built on Zilliqa is more like eco-friendly, right? Than
yes,
built on
yeah,
Ethereum
it's completely eco-friendly.
completely. All right. And the every like a metaverse and NFT project must have a story behind it, right? So and you do have it on Demons, and it's called the Saga. So what is the Saga and what's the story behind it?
So we started like the whole storyline as like we have this whole world, and we have named this world as Zion, where we have five different lands, and each land is inhabited by a different species.
Mm,
And then we have this energy or a energy source in the land, which we are calling as shards,
mhm,
and each species has its own take on the shards. Like we have Godzillas, they are more kind of people of Victorian era, I guess. So they want to use shards to improve their technology. Then we have crypto apes. They are more kind of how to explain, like similar to people of Wakanda, who basically worship vibranium. So here those people worship those shards. So they are more traditional. Then we have cyber myths, who are basically the powerful beings, and they basically rival the power of shards. Like so we have a huge take of each species on the shards. Then we have 7 to 8 families in each of the species, and
mhm.
each family has its own background. And then we have each character, and each character has its own background story. So we don't want to build like just a regular JPEG file. We want to sell something meaningful, something which has a monetary as well as visual benefit for the user. Not just you are just holding something or a profile pic. We wanted to basically sell the whole storyline as well, and what it means for the holder.
Okay. And the card, the NFT that the user purchases is actually a certain hero which will be live on the metaverse, right?
Yes,
All right. And will they fight with each other for resources?
that's what we are planning.
Okay. Um, and so I'd like to know more about your NFT distribution, which was via a new sell model,
Yeah,
which claimed on the website.
yeah, like
So how does it work? And what's
yeah.
the difference
So
between it?
like Demons was like the first project, like our first project as a team in this NFT space. And like we are trying a lot of things, and sometimes we fail, sometimes we learn. And uh, sometimes so we started with the first come first serve sale model, and it was not that user friendly, I suppose, because like there was some ping issues, and some people get more NFTs than others. Since we have very limited number of NFTs, so we wanted a more fair distribution model. So we converted our first come first serve model to kind of lottery, I guess, where we basically whitelist addresses first, and then we do a lottery.
Okay. And you basically sold out in how many minutes?
Like first two sales like were first come first serve, so we got sold out in less than 7 seconds. Our third sale was lottery, so our third sale was lottery. So there was like it was already sold out since 900k DMZ was total logged, and we had like a very limited supply, so it was already sold out.
And there were, I think there were a lot of wallets which participated in the third sale as well, right?
Yes, yes,
Well,
yes.
you sold out in 11 seconds. Is that really a high demand in still a high demand in NFT and metaverse projects? You think?
Yeah, like considering like initially since this project is built on Zilliqa itself, so like Zilliqa's NFT community is still relatively new compared to other blockchains,
Uh-huh.
and having this much sale on a new blockchain which community is just about to explode and hasn't like grown properly, and I think it's a quite a good achievement there.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. And you are, one of the few projects, NFT projects, in the metaverse, which are built on Zilliqa, right? And the Zilliqa blockchain does have all of the attributes that Ethereum blockchain for NFT does. Right?
Yes, all the attributes, and I guess much more secure way.
Ah, there we go. Much more secure. So, are you thinking about a cross-chain marketplace then? And which blockchain would you like to be run on?
Yeah, so we want to basically make our whole project multi-chain. Even the metaverse we are building, we don't want to limit ourselves to a single chain itself. So we will start with first EVM compatible chains, including Polygon,
Hmm.
and then Avalanche and Binance Smart Chain.
Hmm.
And then we are basically exploring options of Tezos and Solana.
Oh, so many. I didn't hear Ethereum. You are not exploring Ethereum.
Like it also comes with like EVM compatible chain. So if we
Mm.
build on EVM compatible chain, so we are already building on Ethereum as well.
Okay. And aren't you afraid to deploy on Solana because Solana like two or three times they they faced an issue with their on their
Yeah,
service, right?
that's like which we are discussing internally. Like, should we focus ourselves on Solana or just the EVM compatible chains itself? Like,
Right.
because Solana, for Solana, I think we need to get developers who are focused on Solana itself.
Hmm.
And but having developers with Solidity are like relatively much easier to find. So
Yeah.
other chains are much easier, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Because Solidity knowing developers are almost all over the web because of the
Yeah.
popularity of Ethereum, and Solana is relatively new, so it will be a challenge.
Yes.
Okay. So we know NFTs. We know the boom of NFTs, which happened last year, and we saw the boom of decentralized finance before the NFT boom.
2018, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, 18, and it continued until 2020. In decentralized finance in 2020 was very popular due to the pandemic and financials. So, but boom of metaverses. Did we miss it? Is it coming, or
No, I think
when is
like
it coming?
we are still the in the early adopter phase of the adoption cycle of the metaverse itself. Like I think only 2 to 3% of the like the target user base has been entered the metaverse only, and until we have a proper metaverse which is like as well as like which is economically feasible to all the people, because the metaverse we have at the moment are I guess not affordable to everyone.
Mhm.
And so once we have a metaverse where basically the normal people and basically the whole bunch of people can enter and explore, I think the metaverse boom hasn't even started then yet. Like
Mhm.
major companies are already working on it, but I think like we are still in very very early phase for the metaverse.
Okay, so the hype, the boom haven't yet started, and it's not late to jump on the train, right?
Yeah, like it has already been get like having gained some attention,
Yeah.
but like hype has just started
Okay.
and the train has just started.
It's around, it's around us, it's surrounding, but it didn't it didn't show the pace, right? It didn't
Yes,
get too
like
much pace.
I believe like metaverse has a lot more potential than to basically use virtual lands. Like there are only 3 to 4 huge metaverse we have at the moment in the metaverse space,
Hmm.
unless we have over like I guess 20 to 30 metaverses, and then we decide okay which metaverse is better, because right now the whole metaverse space is being like is being filled by just a couple of huge metaverses. And
Hmm.
until we have other metaverses providing better features and better functionalities for other users, and like unless that space is competitive friendly, it's not
Yeah.
started yet.
Yeah. Okay. And do you think that metaverses and play to earn games will somehow replace the games that right now are playing on consoles and computers?
Definitely,
Really?
definitely,
Uh,
definitely.
because you
Like
play and you're.
I have personally seen a lot of my friends going from like that online games to metaverse games or play to earn games, because they are basically earning them a passive income as well as the entertainment itself. So
So
why not
so
earn while playing?
yeah. So now playing online games, it's not wasting your time, but also is a way of
A
making
parallel
passive
revenue
income.
stream itself.
That sounds great. Do you think the metaverse within its technology? I mean, with NFTs, right? NFTs first were introduced as a picture which you can buy and sell. It was it was described this way,
Yeah,
but in general, it has a huge potential within the technology of what of it's basically a certificate of ownership of something, right?
exactly.
You can buy a car, a home, a house, whatever. So if you are in the Web3 or in blockchain with the NFT, and with metaverses, do you think the technology behind the metaverses could be used in anything else in the world?
Yeah, like even the technology behind NFTs can be used in multiple use cases, like uh, NFTs, like as you said, like NFTs are the proof of ownership, and they can be used to unlock different features and different things in like real life applications, in
Hmm.
real life transactions too. Like
Hmm.
you go to a store, you have an NFT, and you get some discount, or
Yeah.
you buy something in the real life and you get the NFT of that, and you can buy other thing, then you get a discount or something. So like we have explored the basically the value of NFTs in the technological space, but until we bring it in real life application, I think we can really leverage that. And considering the metaverse technology, I think the AR VR XR experience in itself is something which can be really really huge, because you see, um, people prefer 3D visuals over 2D visuals.
Yeah.
Okay. Like in I think 2011 or something, Uber made a change in their app. They converted their 2D cabs to 3D like cabs
Hmm.
in like their map, and
Hmm.
it really impacted a lot of users, and
Hmm.
it fascinated them. So 3D is the future. There's no denying that. How we explore that and how we
Uh-huh.
are using that in real life applications is it what makes the whole thing.
So we even might face a metaverse which will be like an augmented reality, like Pokemon Go, but it will be a metaverse for all of
Yes,
us.
yes,
Ah, look at that. Okay, so we are in the really really early stages, right?
definitely.
I'll tell you something about that. Um, I was, in discussions with the company regarding the metaverse and the future of metaverse, and I had this idea of, we are all in lockdowns and pandemic. We can't go outside because of the virus and all stuff. And I was thinking that someday, we will be in a space where we don't have to go to office for work. We will be in the metaverse, where we will have a separate office, where and a small avatar of me would go to BingX office and do my job and all this
Exactly.
stuff. And what I found out, there is a project. They provide metaverse as a service, so they help. They basically do it. So when I was discussing, another guy said, well, there it is. The project is already there, and I thought, it's such a big step forward. It's such, we might think it as a
Yeah,
futurism.
you can literally explore the whole real world in the metaverse. Like you can go on dates, you can go on business meetings, you can basically travel the whole area just by sitting at your home via wearing AR VR glasses.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's kind of like a huge leap in the metaverse and a huge
yeah.
leap in the technology itself.
So we are really in early stages, right? really early stages, and the boom yet haven't came to us. And
Yes, it's about to start. I hope.
another thing was Walmart. Have you heard the news that Walmart
Yeah,
wants to build
yeah,
their
yeah.
own? I mean, we can't
Yeah, like
escape.
even like Samsung entered in the metaverse, Nike entered in the metaverse, Adidas entered in the metaverse. Like all the major organizations are already entering the metaverse
Yeah.
because they too believe the same. Like metaverse is the future,
Yes.
and until we prove that, this statement will remain same. Like until we build the technology which revolves around the whole thing and the whole concept, I think we have still to build.
And if it wasn't, you wouldn't see these huge companies investing that bunch of money into it,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. People are literally investing billions. Companies are literally investing billions, and they are acquiring a lot of metaverse projects. Like Nike bought that company which was building like the shoes in metaverse itself.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and I think Ready Player Me was one of the company which was acquired recently
Yeah.
for building the 3D avatars in the metaverse.
Or 3D avatars. Okay, it's something new. So we have discussed metaverses. We see the potential, and thank you for giving us a huge hint as a developer that we are still in early stages and the boom yet haven't started. So there is a still chance to jump into the train, and be part of it, participate, whether to
Obviously.
invest in coins or to buy NFTs or play or whatever. Just be a
Yeah,
participant of it.
NFTs will play a huge role in metaverse because NFTs give you ownership of your avatar or of the things in the metaverse itself.
Yeah.
Like there was 3D and virtual space already, but
Mhm.
connecting blockchain to it adds a lot of essence because you can literally verify, okay, I own this particular thing in metaverse and I can verify this in blockchain,
Yeah.
and it's a really like a game changer itself in the metaverse space.
Can I give like a short thought of you? Because before we were in discussion with the company with the blockchain project called Ratio, and you know what they would like to offer is a cross-chain metaverse marketplace where you can, for example, from one metaverse sell the resources to another on the marketplace to another
Oh wow.
metaverse in exchange for some. Can you see? It sounds good, right?
Like it's a really great idea. Like cross-chain and interoperability in the blockchains is the next big thing.
Yeah,
Until you have your project running on multiple chains and until your chain is interoperable with other chains,
yeah.
you are just creating a small circle. There is a whole huge sea out there,
Hmm.
and so you have to be interoperable. And if a project is working, connecting basically the metaverses of two chains, it's really huge.
But it's so convenient to, for example, sell titanium, for example, from one metaverse where I mine, titanium to and exchange it to the cat food where I'm playing with my cat on another metaverse. For I have too much titanium, I don't need it. I change
Yes,
it for the
yes,
cat
yes.
food, and I evolve and grow my other metaverse. So, and with all that being said, I could see that this field, the metaverse, NFT and metaverse field, is really moving with a high pace towards evolving, and it's becoming very UX friendly.
Yeah,
And
like as soon as like until we provide a whole better UX experience, I
mhm,
think like people who are in already in the blockchain space, I think onboarding them is relatively much easier. But if you want to onboard a completely new user, you have to give them a complete whole new user experience,
yeah,
and that's the must.
that's the marketing guy's job, and the product team. So, Madhav, anything else you would like to add regards to demons?
Like Demons was something it was like started which I never thought like which will become like so huge. And while starting Demons and working on it, I met a lot of like really good people, and we raised quite funds in our PC drum. And it was like a relatively one of the best experience, because starting something on something, you can say, oh, it's your own thing, and starting something from zero and make it to one, it's like one of the best experience. So yep.
Can't wait for it. Guys. Madhav is a really great example of someone who was not in the crypto space before and worked for a crypto company and now has his own project. And I'm glad to know that you have the Metaverse project before, because it's something that is coming. That will explode in the next couple of in the next 3 or 4 months, I believe. And it's a really great pleasure to talk to you, Matav, and thank you for sharing with with us your experience. I will read out some of the questions from the community, if you don't mind.
Sure, sure.
We don't have many though, but I will get some. Okay, hold on a sec. So here is one from Farbo Tagavi Radas. I understand Demons is kind of game. Is it RPG game, card game, action one, and when
Yeah,
can we have
so
it?
while building the basically the play to one game, so we have our cards. So we started with like the card game itself, but in the demons itself, we explored, okay, card game is something like which can be play to one, but taking it to next level, we have to make it more, like visually cool and visually attractive. So we are basically shifting that whole model and trying to add that in the basically, if we are like we are exploring the metaverse space itself, so we will be having, like if we do that, we will be having a battle game in the metaverse itself. So you can have a like a real life in game battle. And like if you have like AR/VR headset, you can basically control the movement of your character and take part in a battle similar to WWE or something.
Okay. Thank you for your answer. I'll jump into another question, which comes from Recon uh, Gautam. How much total supply Demons?
So the total supply of the NFTs itself is 666, and the tokens total supply is 16 million. So yep,
Okay. How many million?
16 million.
60 million.
One
Is the
six.
DMZ tokens, right?
Yeah, DMZ token itself. We have our own token.
Okay. A question from the most active guy from our YouTube channel is John Lister Poyon. As an individual user, in what ways can I contribute to the development of Demons? Do you have ambassador programs, and what are the benefits?
We don't have an ambassador program at the moment, but we are starting one soon. So, like, we are still like a early stage project, and once we basically have a complete running things, then we will basically make it multi-chain as well as the upcoming metaverse. Like, if we are like building a whole thing and we plan out everything, so we will be expanding our whole community, and then we will be starting as a like a whole ambassador program. Obviously you can always contribute in demons, like we have our own like Discord channel where we can suggest something, and whatever you do, we will basically we incentivize users who suggest for the development of demons. So you can obviously contribute that, but we will be starting our ambassador program soon.
Great. Okay. Thanks. Another question comes from Imaduddin Wafi. What? Oh, sorry. Imaduddin Wafi. What makes demons different and superior to other coins?
Okay, so how you can see like demons itself, like if I compare demons to the other NFTs projects, like not coins, because demons is an NFT project. Like let's say
Hmm.
you have one demon NFT, you have another demon NFT, and let's compare them first. Okay,
Yeah.
so one, like demons NFT are actually hand-drawn characters, and other NFTs are like computerized generative art.
Uh-huh.
So it's actual piece of art that earns for you. We have this whole like feature where basically you can unlock your demons features by leveling up. So we have added this whole gamified element to the NFT project where you have to burn some token or you have to buy that level, and each level unlocks a parallel revenue stream for you. Like at
Right.
particular level, you can unlock your yield farming part. Like you can stake your NFT and earn from that. At particular level, you can unlock your merch store, right? So you get the share of the merch that are sold. Then you have, like at particular level, you have basically name changing, then you have governance rights. And we have basically made this model has basically made the worthless
Right.
NFTs something useful. You can basically
Right.
interact with your NFTs. You just don't hold your
Mhm.
NFTs. Your NFTs unlock different features in the blockchain space itself.
Okay, you can use them to earn, to earn you some
Yes.
income, like yielding or
Yeah, like yielding,
staking.
like staking. Like you don't have, you're not locking your NFT. It's just
Mm.
staying in your wallet, and by just staying in your wallet, it's earning for you.
Okay. Are you planning any airdrops?
Uh, yeah, tough. We recently did one.
Ah,
So
you did.
yeah, we recently did one. Like we did, I think 15 to 20 days ago.
Hmm.
So we did
And
one, and yep. And like
was
our
it
sale, like our next NFT sale is hopefully in a month, like in less than a month, I guess.
okay?
And so yeah, we'll be starting on the fourth sale as well as working on the whole gamified element of the demons and
Right.
making demons like much bigger. So we are basically working on creating the 3D avatars of those NFTs. Either we will be using them like either we will be selling them itself or basically using them in other different places. So let's see how that pans out.
Okay. But what if we decide you to do an airdrop for our community when we have another
Oh,
event? Do you
we
think
can
it's
do one.
possible?
Yeah, like we can definitely do one. I suppose like with the next sale itself.
Okay. Well, sounds exciting. Sounds. I'll be participating. I'll be the first one on the roll.
Yeah, like we can do basically we can reserve like a couple of NFTs itself for your community, and then basically we have a competition or something, and whoever wins gets the NFT.
Wow, wow! If we do that, that would be really great, Madhav.
Yeah, we
And
can definitely have
let's
that.
do it. Thank you very much, um, guys. We will continue this BingX Academy series on metaverse and NFTs just because for you to know and understand that, it's really early for metaverses and NFTs. The boom didn't yet started. The train is on station yet, but it's moving slowly. So hop on it. Definitely check out our new campaign regarding trading NFT tokens. The link was there, and you not only will get 50 USDT rebate voucher for your trades and earning money on other coins, but you will also be part of the metaverse train. And we heard from an expert, from a developer of a project of metaverse and NFT project, that it's still early. It's very early for the field, but the potential is really huge. Not Don't consider it as a gaming or anything like that. It's bigger than that. This technology, it's really bigger than that. Madhav, thank you very much for coming. And if there anything else you would like to add, please go ahead.
Thank you so much for having me on board. It was a really nice talk. Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you, Madhav. Have a good one. Bye
Thank
bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Metaverse. The term metaverse first appeared in the science fiction novel Snow Crash in 1992. In this novel, the metaverse blurs the boundary between the real and the virtual world. In 2021, as tech giants race towards the metaverse, more and more people start to believe that this might be the future. What exactly is metaverse? The widely agreed concept of metaverse is that it's the next generation of the internet. It is a persistent decentralized online 3D virtual world that is closely connected to the real world. You will be able to do anything and everything in the metaverse. From content creation, games, socializing, shopping, education, to work. In summary, the characteristics of metaverse are as follow. Decentralized management. Metaverse is a virtual world governed by all of its users. Transparent. This refers to open source technology and platform. Immersive. Users can get the same sensory experience in the metaverse as in the real world. Independent economic system. Metaverse has its own economic system and operating rules, in which users can have their own avatar, create content, socialize, and exchange value. How blockchain empowers metaverse. The core development of the metaverse is powered by blockchain technology. Its unique distributed ledger, decentralized system, peer-to-peer network, tamper-proof and trackability enable metaverse the ability to identify and track data ownership. In other words, users have control over their own data. How far away is metaverse from realization? Metaverse's development relies on technologies such as blockchain, cloud computing, 5G, VR, and spatial computing. Even though the technologies have not yet matured, the metaverse is not an impossible future. Some companies have integrated elements of the metaverse into their platform, with video games providing the most immersive experience. Why does video games provide the most immersive experience? As a medium, video games are naturally digital, and when integrated with the NFT application, they can create play-to-earn gaming experience. NFT is a non-fungible token. It is a cryptographic asset on a blockchain with unique identification codes and metadata that distinguish them from each other. As a result, the technology gives players total ownership over their digital assets, where they can freely trade or even use it in other games without the interference or supervision of the game company. In the metaverse, you can easily create digital assets such as games and NFT. Can you make money in the metaverse? The internet makes content creation go from PGC era to UGC era, from professionally generated content to user-generated content. It is not difficult to conclude that people prefer UGC products, such as online shopping, short-form videos, and new media. Due to its decentralized system, the metaverse is continuously expanded with user-generated content. You can generate an income in the following three ways. 1. Create digital assets in the metaverse. 2. Developing games with the game engine. 3. As the same metaverse is in its same early stage of development, there are many high-yield projects which you can invest in the potential ones. What are the main types of metaverse projects now? Architecture infrastructure, middleware, gaming, virtual world, identity, DAO, virtual goods markets, social, sport, music, AR, VR, storage, rendering. What are the metaverse projects on BingX? BingX has a total of 57 popular metaverse projects currently. Visit BingX. Get the latest investment news on the metaverse projects.